Today we are here. Linked list. So first we have to understand what is data structure. So data structure is like organizing the data in the memory. So whenever we organize data in a memory, we require some technique. So linked list is one of the most important technique to organize our data in a data structure. So first we are going to discuss about the linked list versus array and types of linked list. So main question arise over here, why we prefer linked list? So linked list is one of the best example of linear data structure. One of the best example of linear data structure. In case of linear data structure, we can arrange our element in a linear order, or we can say that a linked list is a linear data structure in which each element called a node is connected to the next through a pointer. So whenever we organize our data in a linked list, we can start from first node to the last node, and we can search, traverse, insertion and deletion can be done in a sequence only. So unlike array, so in array we can organize our data. In case of array, so whenever we arrange our data in an array, so one of the major drawback of array is like this is our array, 1, 2 and 3, this is our array. So whenever we insert our data in an array, the main problem arises over here that we have to insert our data in a continuous memory location. So in this way, we have to, like if we are going to organize our data in an array in a continuous memory location, so we have to give the size of array first, that is size of array is predefined. So if size of array is like 100, but we are going to organize our data only 3 elements. So rest of the memory array can keep with themselves and cannot release the free space. So array will waste memory in our database. So if array can keep this amount of memory, so this will can slow down the process of searching, insertion and deletion. So this can be removed with the help of a linked list. So how linked list can work? So in this linked list, we are consisting of nodes. So this is our node in which each element is inserted with one of the, each element can be inserted with the address. So a linked list consists of node where each node contains two parts. One is data part and another is pointer part. So in case of data part, we can store our data, and in link part, we can store the address of the next node. So this will be the structure of our linked list. And these are the basic terminologies we can use in our linked list data structure. So head is the first node in the list. It's entry point to the linked list. Like linked list, in this we are not arranging our data, we are not storing our data in a continuous memory location. So we need a starting point of linked list and ending point of linked list. So starting point of linked list can be represented with the head, and after that we have a last node that is known as tail node, in which the pointer part will include the null value. So null represent the end of the list. And pointer, what about the pointer? Pointer can store this will be the pointer part. Pointer part can be stored the address of the next node we are going to explore. So linking, that is linking of one node to the another node, that is your link part. This will be your link part. And next is how we can arrange our how we can arrange our data in a linked list. The first part will be included over here as your data part, and so this will be your okay. So over here, how we can represent our linked list. This is the linked list. Starting of linked list is always represented with head, and tail can be represented with the null value. So this will be the starting of linked list, this will be the end of our linked list. The first field of the data and the second field of data consist of pointer that can point to the another node. The start pointer stores the address of the, so suppose the address of this node is 10, address of this node is 20, and address of this node is 30. So starting of node can be recognized with the help of head. Head is a pointer. Head is a pointer that can store the address of the first node. So this will be our first node. So here we have address of first node. In address part of first node, we have the address of second node. So second node will be our 20. And likewise, over here we can write the 30. So this will be the representation of our linked list. Next we have why we prefer linked list over the array. So first major advantage of linked list is it provides the dynamic memory locations. Dynamic memory location means whenever we require a memory to store our data, they can dynamically pick from the memory and store the data in our linked list. So example of real world application of linked list is music player. So in music player on a daily basis we can play our music. So in playlist we can arrange our next song in the form of linked list. So after one song completed, next song will be started automatically. So in case of music player, we can use the linked list. In case of web browser, we can use the linked list, and in operating system also we can use the linked list in case of task scheduling, in case of memory management. So comparison with why we prefer linked list over the array. So first is dynamic size. Because of dynamic memory location of the linked list, we prefer a linked list over the array. Second is efficient insertion and deletion. So whenever we require to insert the data, we can pick the free memory space from our memory and store it in a linked list. So in this, insertion and deletion can be done efficiently. So this will be the example of our linked list. This is our array. Now you can check it that in array there is no in between memory spaces vacant. Over here all the data can be stored in continuous form or in sequence form. So in case of sequence form, all data can be stored in a sequence and no space is vacant. So this will be the drawback of array. That is why we not prefer array as a best data structure technique to store our data. So next we have array versus linked list. In case of array, we have elements stored in continuous memory. Arrays are suitable for insertion and deletion and element at the end. So we can store our data in an array, so we can do insertion and deletion at the end only. We can't do from the beginning. So in this, randomly assessing of elements can be possible with the help of index value. So searching of the list for a particular value is also easy in case of array. The only problem we got over array here is wastage of memory location. So to improve this disadvantage of array, we can introduce the linked list concept. So in case of linked list, like we have over here, this is our data. Now this is our data that can be stored in a linked list. This can be stored in linked list. Now check it over here, there is a free memory space. So whenever we store our data in a linked list, we can create a linked list and one more list is automatically created. That list can be known as available list. That can be known as available list. So what is available list? First we are going to just get a overview of available list. So in case of available list, in short form, we can say that avail list. So what is avail list? That is the list of free storage spaces. Free storage spaces. So whenever we are organize our data in a linked list, this available list is automatically generated. Like over here, you can see that we have a free space over here. So this free space can be inserted in a available list. So whenever we are going to organize, we are going to insert our data in a linked list. First, the algorithm or this data structure can check the available spaces in the avail list. If we are having a free space, your data will be stored over here. If you are not having a available list in this list, then you are not able to insert any element in your linked list. So in linked list, we are going to insert an element at any position. Like in array, we are not able to add any element at any location, we can add at the end. So in case of linked list, we can insert our element at any position. We can delete our element from any position, from anywhere where we want to delete our data, we can delete it. In this situation, like in case of array, over here, we can randomly access any element. That is with the help of index value. But in case of linked list, we can access our element with the sequential access. Like we are starting from the first node until the last node, we are going to access each and every element once. So wherever we are going to insert our data in a linked list, we can sequentially access our data. Next, we are going to discuss about what is the uses of linked list. Now, till over here, we discuss about the linked list and linked list versus array. So we prefer linked list because of these uses. So linked list does not have to be kept in order. So linked list does not store the data in a continuous memory location. So we are not kept in order all the elements of memory locations. So node can be located anywhere in the memory and linked to form a list. Like already I have discussed that whenever we are going to insert the element in a linked list, we can pick free memory space from the memory and store it in our linked list. So this will be the use of your linked list. In single linked list, can't store primitive data types or object. So in case of linked list, if we are using, this is one of simple type of linked list, that is single linked list. So single linked list cannot store the primitive type. So primitive type, what is primitive type? Primitive type is that type of data types that can be inbuilt in our database. So linked list cannot store the primitive type, it can store the non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data types are those that can be derived from one or more data types. So this will be the use of linked list. So if linked list is not storing the primitive type, so that means with the help of non-primitive data types, linked list searching, traversing can be efficient in case of this single linked list. So result is in optimal space usage. Obvious, like in linked list, we are not store the data in a continuous memory location. So whenever we need to insert the element, they can search for the free space and insert it in a linked list. So linked list cannot include the empty nodes. If linked list have an empty node, they can release the empty node to the memory and that node can be stored in a available list. So list size is restricted, no need to announce ahead of time. Like linked list is working with the dynamic memory location, so we are not announcing, we are not declaring the size of linked list in advance. So we cannot predefine the size of the linked list. Next, so basic operation that we are going to perform on our linked list is insertion, deletion, display, search and delete. So whenever we are going to add a new element, so that can be done with the insertion operation. Whenever we are going to delete any element from the linked list, that will be our deletion operation. Display can traverse the list and display the elements in the sequence, and searching is like searching of any element in the linked list, that can be done with the searching operation. Next, we have our types of linked list. We have 4 types of linked list: single linked list, double linked list, circular linked list and circular doubly linked list. So we are going to discuss one by one about these types of linked list. First is simple linked list, or we can say that single linked list. So in this type of linked list, one can move or traverse the linked list in one direction only. If we are going to traverse our linked list from left to right, that can be done in only one direction. So that will be recognized with the simple linked list. Second is doubly linked list, or we can say that double linked list. So in this type of linked list, one can move or traverse the linked list in both the direction, like forward and backward. So we can move from left to right, we can move from right to left. So this can be possible in the double linked list. Next is circular linked list. In case of circular linked list, last node will be like I'm going to draw over here that in case of circular linked list, we are going to connect last node with the first node. So we are like over here, this is our head of list, this is our first node, this is our second node. So this node will be connected with the first node. So this will be the concept of circular linked list, in which memory usage can be more efficient than simple and double linked list. So in case of single linked list, so we are going to discuss about first type of linked list, that is single linked list, in detail. So single linked list can be defined as a collection of ordered set of elements. So in case of single linked list, we are going to collect ordered set of elements. So whenever we are going to organize our data in a simple linked list, or we can say that one-way chain list, so we can arrange our data in a ordered manner. So next is the number of elements may vary according to the need of the programs. So why we say that it can may vary according to the need of program? As we already discussed that linked list can work on the dynamic memory location. So whenever we are going to insert our element in a linked list, we can pick memory and store in our linked list. So number of elements may vary according to the need of the program. So node in the single linked list consists of 2 parts. Like we already discussed that linked list having a node in which they can store the data. In case of node, this is our node. This is our node. In this will be your data part. This will be your link to next node. So in data part of the node stores the actual information. So like we are going to store over here is 10, and link part will include the address of the intermediate node, that is your next node. So this will be the structure of linked list. Next we have one-way and single linked list can traverse in only one direction. As we already discussed that in single linked list we can traverse only in one direction. So we can say that each node contain only the next pointer. So over here we have a node. So every node can point to the next node in one direction only. So in one direction we can traverse our data. So we can traverse our data, we can discuss with the help of this example. So this is our first node, second node, and this will be the last node. So this will be, head can point to the first node and tail can be represented with the null pointer. So this will be the representation of single linked list. So before we are going to perform any operation on a single linked list, we have to create first the node. So how this node can be created? So main first question is, whenever we are storing our data in a linked list, first operation we always perform is node creation. So in node creation, we are going to recognize our node with the help of this node creation structure. So we have to create a structure of a node. In this, we have one int part, that is int data part, and one is pointer, that is the next address. So address is always represented with the pointer, we can represent it with the star. So we have in structure of node, we have a data part, we have a next part. So whenever we create a structure of our node, so we have to use two pointers more, one is head part and another is pointer. So here we can always represent our linked list with the help of head. Head is pointing to the first node, and PTR, what is PTR? PTR is the node you are currently working on. Like if you are going to add a new node, that can be renamed with the PTR. So whenever if we want to insert this node in our linked list, so we have to create a node, allocate the memory and insert into your main linked list. So this memory location can be done with this line of statement. So insertion, in case of second operation is insertion. So insertion in a linked list can be done at the beginning. So we can insert our element at the beginning, at the end, and after a given node. So in case of deletion and operation, we can also do deletion at the beginning, deletion at the end, deletion after a given node, traversing and searching. So first we are going to discuss about the insertion in a linked list. So we are going to discuss about the algorithms we are using while doing the insertion in our linked list. So first is at the front of the linked list, second algo is after a given node, and third algorithm is at the end. So whenever we are going to insert our node at the beginning, so there are 4-step process. First, we have to allocate the node, that is the node creation, then put in the data. So we have to insert the data in the data part and make next of new node as add. So this process, and fourth step is move the head to point to the new node. So what will be the approach? That new node is always added before the head of the given linked list, and newly added node become the new node of your linked list. So this will be the example. Suppose there are A, B and C and D that can be represented with the value 10, 15, 20 and 25. So we are going to insert a new element, that is 5, that can be inserted at the front of your linked list. So we have to insert this node at the starting. So this node can be, so this will be your first node. So that will be your new node. So this new node can be inserted at the front by changing, now head can point to our new node, and this new node next part will include the address of the previous first node. So this will be the procedure we can follow in our insertion in a linked list. So this will be the algorithm. So we have to check avail. If avail is null, that can be the overflow condition. Next, we have to pick this node from the available list and insert into our main linked list. That can be done with this line of statement. So next we have to insert the info part. Then we can point this new node as a first node that can become starting of your linked list. So this will be your insertion at the beginning. Insertion after a given node also follow this process. First you have to check the previous node is null. Second, allocate a new node and assign the data to the new node, and finally move to the next pointer. So this will be the procedure to add a node after a given location. So this will be the procedure. We can change the link part of this node with this node, and this node address will be stored over C node. And thank you so much.